How big across?
And he drilled through the shallow water platform, okay?
Ah, very good. Okay, he drilled through it and then into the deep one.
Yes, right. But he wanted to increase the flow that he got, so he made an opening to the pipe in the shallow water section of what was the well. You following me now? So this pipe had two openings.
Understood.
One at the bottom and one at the shallow water, okay?
Very good.
Very good. So now, when the pipe is fully open, there's oil flowing from the shallow section into the pipe and up to the platform. There's oil flowing from the lower section up to the platform. Are you following me on that? Okay.
And these are naturally pressurized wells. There's enough artesian pressure in them that they're not pumping.
In the ocean thing, the deeper you go, the more natural pressure there is to get that oil to come out at a high level. It's called hydrostatic pressure, and the hydrostatic pressure comes from the water over the top of the well of the hole. You say.
Understood.
That's their oil, and that's the thing that you. In other words, when I'm teaching people about the things in the ocean, when I'm teaching about oil, I say one thing you have to recognize that when you're building things in the ocean and you're dealing with oil, that oil flows up, it doesn't flow down.
Makes
okay?
perfect sense, yes, of course, because you have all the weight of the seawater squeezing down on that sea floor.
The oil is always buoyant. It's always buoyant, and the buoyancy is greater and greater and greater the deeper it gets. You see that?
Understood.
That's what the trouble with the well in the Gulf that they have right now. The pressure that comes at the opening where that oil comes out is gigantic. Okay, it's several thousand psi. Yeah.
Well, now to run a couple of numbers there, if I may interject on that, I read that at 5,000 foot deep, the static water pressure would be about 54,000 pounds per square inch. Does that sound correct? That is correct.
You got it. Okay. Now, by the way, something I want to tell you about my conversation with you. Okay, all right, because you are a journalist. Is that right?
I am an independent filmmaker, yes, sir, and I was so blown away by your book.
So therefore, you are a reporter, okay? You're part of the free press, okay? All right.
Correct.
Okay. All right. Now, the problem I have is that when I'm involved in a position like I was in Santa Barbara, or in all my positions, okay?
Yes, sir.
One thing I don't do is I don't call up the press and volunteer a story for them that they might be interested in, okay? The reason for that is that you learn in my business, one thing you can't do is you can't manipulate the press.
Understood.
Okay? And manipulating the press means that you call it, so, for example, on the thing that's going on in the Gulf, do you know who the first reporter is that's called me up and asked me about it?
No, sir.
You.
You're kidding. You got to be kidding me. Are you serious? No one has called John Craven and asked your opinion, sir? No one?
No one.
My God.
Okay.
I read your book, John. For Christ's sake, that's criminal that no one's talked to you.
If you read my book, you would have looked at the time the book was published. You would have looked at my age and see the thing. And what would you have concluded?
Well, sir, that in a situation like this, that the damn government would be on the phone with you, trying to come up with...
No, you missed something. They all think I'm dead.
You're kidding.
No, I'm not kidding. I'm 85 years old, okay?
Well, so what? You sound pretty damn clear to me, sir.
Well, they don't know that. See, the thing is, I had a very senior position, when I was very young. So that 55 or 60 years ago, I was a top executive in the development of the Polaris missile system, okay?
Understood.
And I was one of the initial topics. I'm one of the fathers of the Polaris missile system, starting 55 years ago, okay?
Right.
And all my colleagues at that time were senior admirals or senior citizens, okay, see?
Oh, so they're all gone, and so everybody assumes you're gone.
They look at the organization chart and they see John Craven, chief scientist, and they say, well, He's gone. Okay, there's no question about that. They assume that you see that. And,
My God. Wow.
And now, in my rule is that I don't go and call them up and say, hey, you should talk to me because I got a story for you, okay? I have a story for you, but you're going to have to get the story out of me. Are you following me? Okay.
Yes, sir. Here I am. I'm on deck, sir, and I'm ready to go.
So right now, you're starting to tell me what you're thinking, what you're going to put it right. Right now, I don't care about that. You see, because a lot of guys, journalists like you, are writing all sorts of stuff, and most of it is bad because the BP has got you guys wrapped around their finger. Okay.
Yes, sir. That's why I wanted to speak with you, because I felt it's time for ordinary people who have waited unsuccessfully for government to do something that makes any sense whatsoever. Now, go ahead.
And that's your responsibility because you're a journalist and part of the free press. You see that? Okay. So I don't want to belabor this point. I just want to make the point clear. Okay. So I want to come back to something else again. Okay. So now this commission was going out, and one thing we suddenly realized is that if for any reason at all they shut the pipe down, just to shut it down temporarily, the oil is going to continue to flow, and it's going to flow from the lowest thing. It's going to flow up the pipe, and when it gets to the shallower formation, what's that oil going to do?
It's going to spread out in the shallow formation and possibly rupture it because it's greater pressure.
You bet, buddy, you got it exactly right. That the oil is now spread out into the shallow area, and it spreads out as the shallow area is now pressurized the shallow area until the pressure in the shallow area is greater than the pressure of the overburden. Are you following me?
Yes, sir, exactly.
Okay. Now, this poor innocent oil drill doesn't understand this. He doesn't understand this, and so he keeps looking at the pipe to find out where the pipe is leaking to produce the oil from the lower foundation to the higher foundation. Okay. And so he's going in there, and he's shutting that pipe down, and he's going down and sealing those openings and so this kind of thing. And as he does that, guess what?
He's going to pollute the water in the Gulf on land where that damn oil deposit surfaces on land like it does in Santa Barbara. He'll literally pressurize all those things, and they'll pollute the groundwater on shore.
That's right. I mean, so all of a sudden, the overburden in Santa Barbara is cracked over a distance of more than half a mile. There's a half a mile crack in that overburden, just like getting a bakery out of an oven. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
And they don't realize that, but they do realize that the oil keeps flowing. It's coming out. See? So we discovered that, and as we discovered that, we say, well, you know, you've got to somehow contain this oil, and you can't contain it by doing anything into that pipe. You just shut that pipe down. You just got nothing to do with this thing from now on. And they say to us, well, what are we going to do? We don't know what to do. Okay.
Yeah.
And we say, well, we don't know what to do. We start to think about it. So suddenly we get an idea, which we think is very smart.